You ever look around at your life and think, how the heck did I end up here? You're working hard, you're doing all the things, but you're still stuck, still stressed, still wondering if this is as good as it gets? I've been there. I have sat at the kitchen table with kids pulling on my legs, a messy house, bills all over the place, wondering how the heck am I ever gonna get rich if I don't have any more time in the day to do more things? I have made multiple six figures and still felt broke. I have hit life-changing goals and still felt empty. And I watched years go by thinking that I had more time. But the truth is, it's not gonna change doing what you're doing. And the longer you wait, the more it costs you. So in this video, I'm going to give you 40 years of wisdom, the lessons I had to learn the hard way about money, success, freedom, and what I did to go from tired, overworked mom who couldn't wait for my kids to go back to school to homeschooling my kids, traveling the country whenever I wanted, and not having to look at menu prices anymore when we went out to eat. This video is not about motivation. These are truths that changed everything for me. And if you let them sink in, I hope they change everything for you too. Look, if you've made it this far in life, you already know enough. You don't need another podcast. You don't need another YouTube video telling you what to do. You just need to start moving. The trap isn't ignorance. The trap is thinking too much, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the perfect plan. I waited for the perfect time and life just passed me by and I missed out on tons of goals I could have been accomplishing. I was researching, I was learning, but I wasn't putting any of that into action. I was just afraid of getting in the game. And I see it all the time. Smart, successful people just staying in neutral because it's what they know. And they're afraid of failing at something new, thinking they're too old or whatever. But let me tell you something that changed everything for me. You don't get rich by knowing. You get rich by doing. The one big thing that changed for me was doing real estate. Now, that wasn't the biggest life-changing thing though, and you might be surprised to hear that coming from a real estate channel. But I'm going to get to my biggest life-changing moment later in the video. But first, this story I'm about to tell you is financially tangible, so I want to share it. Way back in 2010, my husband Blake and I made offers on over 40 different rental properties throughout Southern California. We were in contract on some, did home inspections on some, yada yada. But needless to say, on all those 40, we didn't close on any. We could have and we should have, but we didn't. Looking back, it was because I was scared and I didn't think that I knew enough to actually take the action and do the thing. But 15 years later, looking back, that was the dumbest thing I ever did, not buy one of those properties. The biggest mistake of our lives financially. Those properties that were $150,000, $167,000 back then, and I know because I have some of the contracts still and I've checked their addresses, those properties are now worth over $600,000, $700,000. We would be in a drastically different place financially had we actually done the thing that we were afraid of and taken the action and invested in those properties 15 years ago. So if you already know what you need to do to get out of the rat race, then you need to do it and do it now, not later when there's a better perfect time, because the perfect time is now. The sooner, the better. The second lesson I learned, and this is a myth that we're probably all familiar with, which is if you work hard, you'll be able to retire. That's BS. Because what I've learned and what you might be learning now is that you can work really hard and still struggle forever. Working really hard means diddly squat. Janitors work really hard and they might not get paid $1 million. Doctors work really hard. They might get paid millions of dollars. And do you know what the difference is between the two people? And this is what I've learned. It's the value that they create. You get paid on the value of your worth. We have people in California complaining that people who work at McDonald's should be making a living wage and be able to afford to buy homes and all these things. To me, I'm sorry, don't hate me in the comments, but that's insane. You shouldn't be expected to be paid a teacher's wage if you aren't creating the same value. See, people are paid based on the value that they provide. So if you want to retire early, you need to create more value in the marketplace because you can work 12-hour shifts at a job. You can work 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs. You can work super duper hard and still barely scrape by because hard work at anything isn't what's going to set you free. My husband had a good job. It was a good, respectable job. It wasn't six figures, but it was stable. It paid the bills. We were also able to save, but we had to sacrifice big vacations. We didn't go to Disney World when our neighbors did. We didn't buy brand new cars. We didn't have additions done to our house and have contractors come and do fancy things. We did everything DIY to save money. But I knew one thing deep down was he didn't make doctor money. His job alone wasn't going to retire us. Didn't matter how hard he worked. So we had to increase our value. We had to climb a ladder that didn't have a ceiling, a ladder we owned. Because what lesson I learned was that when your work creates more value, your income follows. So we used that money that he made at his regular, amazing job that provided for our family, and we saved it. And we invested it into rental properties that could make us more money. We had our money work for us. See, a lot of people think that you have to be rich to start investing in real estate, or you have to have tons of money, or you have to be a doctor or a pilot or some high paying person. That is not the case. If we were able to build a portfolio, a multi-million dollar portfolio from just buying one rental property a year on a single income, not even six figures, there's no reason why you can't do the same. So if you've been grinding for years at your job, and you still feel stuck, it might not be your work ethic and it might not be your job. It might just be the wrong ladder that you're climbing. Use that job that you have to fund your next ladder. One of the biggest lies that we believe is that success is this one-time big moment, this big break of magic opportunity, selling a big business or something. But it's not, you guys. Dude, success is boring. It's routine. It's the little things that you do every single day. You don't become wealthy by getting lucky and winning the lottery. And I am so sick of hearing people say the word privileged. You know, not everyone that has money was privileged, right? You know, 88% of Americans who are millionaires are self-made millionaires. Means they weren't handed down money from family members and had trust funds. They worked their freaking butts off. They get up early, they bleed, they cry, they get depressed, they lose family and friends. People don't believe in them. They go through ups and downs. But the difference is that they get back up. They do the hard work that most people don't want to do. And that's what it takes to make it. You become wealthy by doing all those things, by staying consistent long after the excitement wears off. When I was a stay-at-home mom, it was the little small things that kept us moving forward. Creating one product listing at a time on Etsy, shipping orders between nap time and dinner, reading personal help books and listening to audiobooks while folding laundry, renovating properties at night with my husband, when grandma could come over and watch the kids as they slept and feed them dinner. And then taking the whole family over to the rental properties on the weekends. So fun. The kids got to go work on rental properties on the weekends. But we did that as a family. We made those sacrifices to be where we are today. It didn't feel glamorous, but those little things, step by step, over time, those tiny actions built something amazing. We built a real business. We built assets and we started to make real money. The life that you're living today is a result of the life that you've been repeating for the last 5 years. So the question is, what are you rehearsing every day? What little things are you doing to make improvements in your life, to grow your wealth and your next opportunity? Now, one of the biggest things that changed my life, it wasn't a lesson I learned, but it was a book. A book by Joseph Murphy completely changed about how I think about myself, my life, business, everything. I'm going to link it for you in the description below. I highly recommend every single person should read this book because what it taught me was this. I am in control of my future. Where I was in life, that was my own doing. Did my life kind of suck at that point? Yeah. And that was actually freeing to know because if it was my fault, then I can fix it. That's when I stopped blaming everyone around me. Stop blaming my parents, my spouse, the government, the boss, the economy, yada, yada, yada. So many other people and organizations we blame for where we are at in our lives. Well, really, it's us that's to blame. It's our own person. And so I took full responsibility and immediately things started changing for me overnight. I went from making $0 personally, me, the stay-at-home mom, to making multiple six figures a year in just a year and a half. Not because I got lucky, not because someone handed me an opportunity, but because I finally believed I could do more and acted like it. So the truth of this lesson is you will never out-earn your identity. You can build the best business plan in the world, but if you still see yourself as average or think it will never work for you, then it won't. So if you want to grow your income, your wealth, your freedom, you want to live the life that you feel like you deserve, then you need to do the things and act as if you deserve it. And then it will come to you. The next thing I learned in my 40 plus years on this earth is that it's never too late. That's right. It's never too late. But being late can cost you. Once I realized I was in control of my future, I instantly had all this regret. Regret because I wasted years blaming others, thinking I wasn't good enough. So let me tell you something. There's never a right time. That's a lie. People say, oh, I'm waiting for the right time to get married. I'm waiting for the right time to have a baby. I'm waiting for the right time to invest in rental property. The right time is now. The right time never shows up. No one taps you on the shoulder and says, oh, everything's good now. Go build that business. Go ahead. Now is the right time. Nobody tells you that. Every single day that you put it off is a day that you're delaying income. You're delaying a better life for yourself and your family. I had a student in their 60s and they joined my coaching program. I help people with their first rental property. They joined my coaching program in 2020. This student had lost, remember, they're in their 60s. This student had lost everything in the 2008 market crash. Foreclosures, terrible credit score, years to rebuild, etc. But they weren't done, right? They had that motivation. They wanted to get back on track. And they started again from scratch, building their rental portfolio back up, starting with the very first one, but this time doing it the right way. And today, 5 years later, they have built a portfolio that brings them in nearly 6 figures in income a year. So it's never too late, but it might cost you. I could have bought rental properties in 2010 that were worth $150,000, and then today worth $600,000-$700,000, but I didn't. It cost me. So yeah, it's never too late, but the never too late comes with the price. Now, here's another truth that changed everything for me, and a big lesson I've learned, and I really hope that you listen to this one if you don't listen to any other ones. Well, they're all good, but this one is very especially good. And this one is, everything is hard. You choose your hard. Being broke is hard. Living paycheck to paycheck is hard. Fighting about money is hard. But you know what else is hard? Waking up early to work on your business. Saving instead of spending. Saying no to things when all your friends are saying yes. Discipline is hard. Building cash flow is hard. Investing when you're scared is hard. But the thing is, you get to choose your hard. It's going to be hard either way. So which hard would you rather have? A hard road to success or a hard road to a miserable life? We spent years cutting back on everything. No eating out, no big vacations, DIY everything, because we were choosing the hard now, the hard that would earn us freedom in the future. So the struggle's going to show up either way. It's up to you to decide which hard path you want to take. Now, I know this is a real estate channel, but this lesson is important, and sometimes I think you'll learn it coming with age. The lesson is time is more valuable than money. The real reason that people chase freedom is because they want more time. They don't want stacks of cash sitting on their carpet. They want to do something with the cash. They want to buy their freedom, their time back. Now, the American dream, in my opinion, used to mean a type of freedom where you would have a brand new car, you would have the McMansion, and get to go on luxury vacations all over the world. But meanwhile, you're still having to work that 9-to-5 job for 30 or 40 years to pay for that dream. And so what does that get you? Burned out, trapped in a job you can't stand, to work for a huge house you don't even get to stay in because you're at work all the time? Living paycheck to paycheck was the American dream of the past. Consumerism eating at your soul. Real freedom is not about buying more stuff. It's about buying your time back. It's about waking up without an alarm clock. It's about being with your kids during the best times of their day, during the daytime, not when they're cranky and tired and you have to feed them and put them to bed. It's homeschooling because you want to see them every day, because you want to be close to them, not because you're sick of them because they're bugging you because you're busy and you've got stuff to do. It's showing your children the world through experiences because you have the time to take them places, not just textbooks and TV shows. So that latter American dream was the life that we chose. We didn't want bigger houses. We wanted bigger memories. We don't want to look rich. We wanted to be free. So no, I don't care how expensive your house is. I don't care what type of car you drive. If you don't have time freedom, you're not free. And it actually took me a really long time to learn this. But you just have to think about it and look at the facts. Wouldn't you rather retire today and explore the world than work another 30 years just to have a bigger house? I never looked back and thought, wow, I really regret going for it. Even the things that didn't work out, I don't regret. Even the investments or the risks that I took that didn't pay off, I don't regret. Every single thing I did, good or bad, right or wrong, taught me something that pushed me forward to grow into an even better person. But I can't say the same for the things I didn't do, the times I waited, the years that I let fear take me out of taking the next step. That's what I regret. I regret the properties that we passed on buying because I was penny pitching with the seller $1,000 and I wouldn't give in. I know those exact properties, those addresses, and I can imagine them today. I regret that. So just do it. Trust in yourself because you can think about it all day long. But if you keep putting it off, you'll never do it. You'll have big regrets. The longer you wait, the more your stomach turns after you see what you've accomplished and how you could have accomplished it sooner. You start questioning yourself. What if I just started investing earlier? What if I just left that job sooner and just done it? What if I had just believed in myself? So let me say this as clear as I can. You won't regret trying, but you will regret staying in the exact same place you are today, watching me right now in the next 10 years. If you do absolutely nothing with your life and you continue doing the exact same things, you'll be making the same progress. Is that the progress that you want? If you want to see massive success in your life, you have to take massive action and do it now. Now, the last one I want to talk to you today about is freedom. The lesson I learned over my 40 plus years of being on this earth is you want more time to have more freedom, not just income. Everyone says they want more time, right? More freedom. But then they get a raise and they go get that new car payment. They buy that bigger house, which comes with the new mortgage payment. That's not freedom. That's just a nicer version of being stuck. So what I learned is that your 9-to-5 job, the job you have right now, the one that you feel stuck in, can be your biggest asset if you learn to use it right. I used to put my husband's job down and I really regret doing that. I used to think, oh, his job doesn't make enough. We're never going to be able to retire on his income. I'm going to need to go back to work. But I was thinking about it the wrong way. Multiple jobs or different job isn't necessarily the solution. We already had the solution, and it was his job, his regular old job, his steady, consistent, dependable job, the one that gave us money so we could save, the one that gave us money so we could invest it into something, invest into something else that didn't require our time so we could have our money make more money for us. It was because of that 9-to-5 paycheck that we were able to buy rental properties, to take risks, to build wealth. So if you have a 9-to-5, good for you. Use it and use it to its fullest potential. Don't waste your raises on new cars. Don't let lifestyle creep rob you of your future. Take that steady income and put it into cash flowing assets. That's how you buy back your time. That's how you exit the rat race years ahead of all your friends. Real financial freedom isn't about abandoning your day job overnight, even though that's what the online gurus preach. Think about using your day job as a launch pad. That's what we did. Getting started with real estate investing can be the absolute best thing that happens in your life, but you've got to do it the right way. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned anything from this video, if you enjoyed hearing what I had to say today, please do all the things: like, comment, subscribe, say hi in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. What was your favorite part about this video? What resonated with you the most? And don't forget to ring that bell so you can be notified when I put the most amazing videos about real estate and wealth building out on this channel every single week. And until next time, keep building your wealth brick by brick.